Have you ever stopped to think about what it would be like to face death head-on? To feel that chill down your spine, the darkness approaching, and the certainty that everything is about to end? Imagine now, in the midst of this despair, finding an inexplicable strength within you, a flame that refuses to give up. Would you have the courage to challenge the impossible, to fight against death itself? This is the story of Grover Seams Jr., a P-51 Mustang pilot who defied all odds. In the middle of the war, he faced death up close, but refused to accept his end. Like a true hero, he fought with all his strength for life. Get ready to learn a true story that will leave you speechless, proving that human will overcome any obstacle, even death. The year 1944 hung over Europe like a dense shadow, a period in which the very essence of civilization was at stake. The skies, once symbols of freedom and vastness, had become the stage for a relentless conflict, a war that consumed everything in its path, from ancient cities to the hope in the hearts of men. A storm of steel and fire swept across the continent, a whirlwind of violence in which every flight was a plunge into the unknown, a harrowing gamble with death. Amidst this apocalyptic scenario, the 4th Fighter Group stood out as a legendary unit, forged in the fires of combat, tempered by experience and marked by bravery. Its pilots, men of fiber and determination, were known for their exceptional skill, their ability to face danger with courage, and their unwavering loyalty to their comrades. They were the spearhead of the Allied Air Force, a shield against enemy aggression, a symbol of hope amid chaos. At this crucial moment in the war, the 4th Fighter Group was tasked with a crucial mission, a heavy burden on its winged shoulders, escorting bombers on a raid over Budapest, Hungary, a strategic target of vital importance to the enemy war effort. Destroying industrial facilities and supply centers in Budapest was essential to weaken the enemy and hasten the end of the conflict. But this flight was no mere formality, no routine task, no stroll through the skies of Europe. It was a harrowing descent into hell, a plunge into the depths of danger, where survival was an unknown, a gamble with fate. Danger lurked in every cloud, in every shadow, around every curve of the horizon, a constant reminder of the fragility of life and the brutality of war. With every takeoff, the pilots of 4th Fighter Group knew that they might be facing their last flight, that death might be lurking, ready to take their lives. Yet they did not hesitate. They did not back down. Driven by a sense of duty and a desire to protect their comrades and their nation, they faced danger with courage and determination, ready to sacrifice their lives for freedom. Amid the maelstrom of aerial warfare, a deafening chaos where the drone of engines blended with the relentless crackle of machine guns, Grover Seams, a rising ace, stood out as a beacon of skill and courage. He was not just another pilot in a crowd of fighters. He was a maestro of the skies, an aviation virtuoso who understood the intrinsic language of machines and winds. Grover possessed an exceptional talent, a keen intuition that allowed him to anticipate the enemy's movements with almost supernatural precision. He could sense the flow of the air, anticipate the enemy's maneuvers, transform his aircraft into an extension of his own will. He piloted the Gloria III, a P-51 Mustang that had become more than a war machine. It was an extension of his own soul, a loyal partner in the turbulent skies over Europe. The Gloria III was fierce and determined, just like its pilot, responding to every command with precision and agility. Grover was not just an anonymous face in the cockpit. He was a vibrant personality, a man who radiated confidence and passion, a born leader who inspired his teammates with his charisma and determination. Even as a newcomer, a replacement among seasoned veterans, he dared to wear the iconic British flying boots, a symbol of the indomitable spirit of the Eagle Squadrons, a tribute to tradition and bravery of the pioneers of combat aviation. Grover Seams was a pilot with a rare gift, not just for flying, but for embracing life with intensity, for making the most of every moment, for living with passion and purpose. He was a man who would not settle for mediocrity, who sought excellence in everything he did, who faced danger with courage and determination, who refused to surrender to fear. July 2nd, 1944, dawn with palpable tension, as if the very air were charged with presentiment that something extraordinary, perhaps terrible, was about to happen. It was not just another day of war. There was a sense that destiny was about to unfold. The sky, which had once been a tranquil blue blanket, a symbol of hope and freedom, had become a theater of war, a battlefield where life and death met in a deadly embrace, where the fate of many would be sealed. The once peaceful clouds now concealed a horde of aerial predators, dark shadows that moved with deadly intent. 100 enemy fighters, an implacable force, a storm of metal and fury, emerged from the clouds, swarming the American formation and unleashing indescribable chaos. A whirlwind of steel and fire that engulfed the sky. The deafening roar of engines, the crackle of machine guns, the roar of the cannons, all blended into a cacophony of war that echoed across the Hungarian skies. Colonel Don Blakesley's post-mission report, a raw and vivid account, an eyewitness account of horror and heroism, paint a grim picture of the battle that unfolded. He describes a chaotic ballet of death, a swirling vortex of Messerschmitts and Mustangs, where life and death danced in a macabre waltz, where every maneuver was a gamble with fate, where every second was an eternity, where skill and luck met in a deadly game. At the center of this maelstrom, Captain Deacon Helly, a respected leader, a man of great experience and courage, faced the ultimate challenge, leading his men to the chaos, guiding them to the inferno, holding them together amid the terror. And on his wing, Grover seems a determined young pilot, ready to face any danger, to fight to the end, to defend his comrades and his nation, to write his name in history with blood, sweat, and courage. Amid the frenzied chaos of aerial combat, where every second stretched like an eternity, where time distorted under the pressure of battle, and every maneuver was a desperate gamble with death, Captain Deacon Helly, a seasoned and respected leader, was caught off guard in a moment of vulnerability. Amid the whirlwind of planes and explosions, he became the target of an aerial predator, a cunning and relentless enemy. An enemy fighter, a Messerschmitt 109, maneuvered with deadly precision, positioning itself on its tail, ready to deliver the killing blow, to take the life of a leader and comrade, to cast a shadow of despair over the American formation. But in an act of selfless bravery, a gesture of loyalty and camaraderie that would echo through the annals of history, Grover Seams, without hesitation, without a moment's doubt, dove toward danger. He had no thought for his own safety, his own life. He simply acted, driven by a protective instinct and a sense of duty, by a desire to defend his comrade and his nation, by an ideal that transcended fear. With risky maneuvers and surgical precision, he diverted the impending attack, cutting off the enemy's path, sending the enemy fighter down in flames, a testament to his skill and courage, his determination and bravery. He saved the life of his commanding officer, demonstrating unparalleled heroism, a sacrifice that transcended the call of duty, an act of courage that would inspire generations. But in doing so, in exposing himself to enemy fire, in placing himself between his comrade and death, he sealed his own fate, placing himself in the crosshairs of a relentless adversary, a predator that would not forgive. He knew the risks, he knew that he might be sacrificing his own life, but he did not hesitate. To him, the life of his comrade, the safety of his nation, were worth more than his own life. And so he became a hero, an example of courage and sacrifice, a man who defied death to save a friend. The sky, once a battleground where skill and courage clashed, was transformed into a hell of fire and metal, a place of pain and despair. A 20mm cannon shell, a devastating explosion that echoed through the sky, ripped through the cockpit of the Gloria III, striking Grover Seams squarely. Shrapnel flew in all directions like a shower of sharp razors, inflicting terrible wounds on his chin, shoulder, abdomen, and neck. The pain was excruciating, a wave of agony that invaded him completely. His vision blurred, obscured by the blood that flowed, staining the cockpit red, a testament to the brutality of war. He was bleeding profusely, the life draining away by the second, his left side paralyzed, unable to respond to his commands, but his mind remained clear, determined to survive. Yet in an act of sheer determination, a display of willpower that defied all logically. Against all odds, he maintained control of his plane, refusing to succumb to the darkness that called him, to the death that awaited him. With his plane badly damaged, a wounded bird struggling to fly, Grover Seams began a harrowing return to base in Foggia, Italy, a wounded bird desperately seeking its nest, a safe haven amid the storm of war. Unable to use a radio to call for help, trapped in his cockpit, cut off from the outside world, he made a desperate decision, a last act of defiance, a desperate attempt to survive. He gathered his last strength and fired a volley of .50 caliber rounds into the air. It was a cry for help, a desperate plea for help, an attempt to get the attention of his comrades, to alert them to his dire situation. It was also an act of defiance, a refusal to surrender, an affirmation that even in his final moments, he would fight to the end, that he would not give up on life. Upon reaching base, Grover Seams was urgently removed from his aircraft. His battle-scarred body is silent testament to the violence he had endured. He was rushed to the hospital, where the medical staff, with quick hands and hopeful hearts, fought with all their might to bring the young pilot back from the brink, to snatch him from the clutches of death. There, amid the frenzy in the emergency room where time seemed to have lost its rhythm, they fought against the clock, against the severity of his injuries, against death itself. But despite all their efforts, despite their tireless dedication, Grover Seams' body succumbed to his devastating injuries, to the brutality of the unforgiving war. He was pronounced dead, a victim of the violence that was raging across Europe, and his body was taken to Morgue, a place of silence and shadows, where life and death meet on a thin threshold, where the cold of mortality dominates. But Grover Seams, a man who defied death in life, who refused to surrender in the face of danger, was unwilling to accept his final fate. Not even death could stop his indomitable determination, his will to live. In the cold, silent morgue, where time seemed to have stopped, where the silence was interrupted only by the monotonous hum of medical equipment, a silent miracle began to unfold, a spark of life amidst the darkness of death, a flicker of life, a barely perceptible movement, a whisper of hope amidst the darkness. A finger twitched beneath the sheet, a sign that life still pulsed within his body, a faint flame that refused to be extinguished, a flame that defied logic and science. He was not dead. He was merely in a state of dormancy, a deep sleep, waiting for the moment to be reborn, to return to the light, to defy death once more. A blood transfusion, an act of salvation, a gift of life, brought him back from the dead, transforming him into a modern-day Lazarus, a man who defied death itself and emerged victorious, a testament to the indomitable strength of the human spirit, to the capacity for overcoming that resides in each of us. Grover Seams, the man who stared death in the face and dared to say, "Not today," transcended time and space, becoming an eternal symbol of courage and resilience. His story is not just a tale of wartime bravery, but a beacon of hope that illuminates the darkest moments of human existence. He was awarded the Purple Heart, the Silver Star, the Distinguished Flying Cross, and the Air Medal, honors that recognize not only his acts of heroism, but his unwavering dedication to duty and his sacrifice for freedom, an ideal he defended with his own life. He lived a full life, a journey marked by courage and determination, a testament to the indomitable strength of the human spirit. His story is a powerful example that hope can blossom even in the darkest moments, that determination can overcome any obstacle, that courage can make the impossible reality. His legacy echoes through time, resonating in the hearts and minds of generations, inspiring them to believe in the strength of the human spirit and the ability to overcome any adversity. Grover Seams' story is not just a tale of a man who defied death. It is a powerful reminder that we all have the ability to overcome our own challenges, to face our fears with courage, and to never give up on our dreams. His legacy teaches us that even in the darkest moments, hope can shine brightly, that determination can take us places we never imagined, that courage can transform us into heroes in our own lives. This is the story of Grover Seams, the Lazarus pilot, a man who defied the limits of mortality, a symbol of human resilience that transcends time and space. He showed us that death is not the end, but rather a threshold, a challenge to be overcome by the strength of the human will. His story is a testament to the fact that hope can blossom even in the depths of darkness, that the flame of life can withstand the fiercest storms. Grover seems taught us that the human will is an indomitable force, capable of overcoming any obstacle, of making the impossible reality. His story echoes as a powerful reminder that courage and determination can defy fate, that bravery can take us to places we never imagined, that the human spirit can triumph over any adversity. May Grover Seam's story inspire us all to believe in the strength of the human spirit, to face our fears with courage, and to never give up on our dreams. May his story remind us that even in the darkest of times, hope can shine brightly, that determination can take us places we never imagined, that courage can transform us into heroes in our own lives. May Grover Seam's story be a beacon of hope in our lives, a constant reminder that even in the face of the greatest challenges, the strength of the human spirit can carry us to victory. May his story inspire us to live with courage, to love with passion, and to never give up on our dreams.